What it do, what it does, what's poppin'? It's your boy OG though. We back with another video. This one is brought to us by Fantastic Hip Hop. How Drake just got caught lying about the worst thing possible. This man just don't learn, y'all. He just don't learn. He stay in the news, stay on some goofy, bro. Stay on some goofy. We're gonna check this one out today and see what it is and what it ain't. Before I go any further, man, shout out to everybody who joined up, who showed love, who subscribed, who liked, who commented, the whole nine. I appreciate it. Y'all helping grow this channel a lot, and I appreciate it. Anybody that's new and you haven't subbed, please feel free to drop a sub, man, a comment and a like. Turn on the notification bell because we post every single day around here. We post every single day. We would love to have you a part of this OG gang. I promise you it won't cost you a dime. That sub button is free 99. Just cost you a little bit of your time. Just a quick, nothing too major, right? I appreciate it if y'all do that. For sure. Well, but without further ado, I don't like holding nobody. We're going to jump right into it. Let's get to it. Let's get it. Let's go.
Well, things have already been terrible for him, and it seems like it just couldn't get any worse, even for his abysmal standards. What we have just found out about him is really reaching an entire new low, because both from the mentality we are seeing closer than ever that is destroying his entire career, to the lies Drake has been working so hard to try and cover up the truth with, as he doesn't want us to know what's actually going on behind the scenes. Altogether, Drake is just speeding up the end of his career even more, because between everything we just found out and how he's handled the world discovering his pathetic truth. When we look at the entirety of Drake's downfall, his obsession with lying and what just got exposed is really going to remind everyone why his career is really over. And now before we...
You lied about you. You lied. Okay, that was not playing.
...get any further into this, be sure to leave a like and subscribe. And so now with Drake... after the release...
Oh, and I will leave a link to this video in the description. That way y'all can go check it out uninterrupted. I forgot that part.
Release of his new freestyle, which with all of the backlash it got, from every bar to every diss that was just laughed at to the ground, did not seem like it could get any worse. Somehow, between dissing LeBron and then trying to respond back to Kendrick's genre-altering diss track Meet the Grams all the way now in January, these decisions to continue on this beef and continue to try and defend his image and change the reality of what happened has only made everything even worse for Drake, because first off, when it comes to his current situation with LeBron, while people have tried to make Drake's beef with LeBron seem like LeBron is the one in the wrong and Drake is the one who's the victim, we have now seen more than ever why LeBron chose Kendrick over Drake, and why he is now distancing himself so far.
Did he really choose Kendrick over Drake, though? Is that a reach? Is that a reach? I feel like that's a low-key reach that he chose him over him. Everybody know LeBron is a big history buff when it comes to hip-hop. You know what I'm saying? So we knew the pop-out was going to be a big thing in hip-hop. It was going to be a big moment. Why not go enjoy that moment? You in LA. You play for the Lakers. You rock with Kendrick Lamar and Drake, so why not just go to it? What he got to do with it? Just because this cornball got his jersey tattooed on him? You the cornball for getting it. I'm pretty sure LeBron ain't telling him to go get it. He ain't got no loyalty to that man. Two of the homies fighting. Let them boys fight it out. I'm just here to watch the show. That's it.
From the guy who has just been losing it. Because in a leaked DM that surfaced from Drake, he didn't just showcase his own delusion about the current perception of his career, but he also showcased the mentality that has made him so bitter towards everyone he has been beefing with, including LeBron, because after bringing Pusha T's wife into things in the past, and of course that went horribly, and then after bringing Kendrick's fiance into the center of their beef, which ultimately made Kendrick go in the direction with his...
beat the brakes off his behind for mentioning his... There it is right there. You mention his wife, this is what you get. A stick to the face. This is what you get.
That ended up ruining everything for Drake. Drake once again has brought somebody's family into their beef by when talking about the situation he is currently in with his label and against Not Like Us as a record. Out of all the ways he could have tried to talk about how he is interpreting this situation and what it all means, He said it was like if Nike ran a campaign about LeBron cheating on his wife Savannah, which before we go any further, this statement may really be the most delusional thing to ever come from Drake, because with this analogy, for Drake to feel this betrayed by them and then reach this conclusion, it really just throws all forms of logic out the door. And again, before even diving into how Drake is trying to compare his situation to this ridiculous analogy, is he forgetting that him and Kendrick are on the same label in the first place, and is he just not expecting them to work in their other signees' best interest because of his feelings? Because while the very basic concept of Kendrick and Drake releasing big diss songs and then the label pushing which one the people naturally responded to makes sense to all of us, I think for Drake to understand this, we need to go back to his Nike analogy, and instead of the pathetic narrative he is spewing about LeBron and his wife, what it really would be like is...
And that's the thing. I don't think as much of a cornball I feel Drake is, or I know he is, I don't think he was actually saying that about LeBron, that he's cheating on his wife and this, that, and the third. I think it was just an analogy that he used because he's like, he feel like he the biggest in the rap game. LeBron the biggest in the NBA. I think he was just making a comparison to how crazy it'll be, you know what I'm saying, if he did that type shit. Or as far as the whole him and UMG, the whole situation with that. I think he just made a poor analogy and it's backfiring on him.
As if Kobe and LeBron, who were both Nike athletes, actually played in the NBA Finals during their careers, and after Kobe and the Lakers didn't just win, but LeBron underperformed. Nike then made more shoes, ads, and campaigns that pushed and promoted the champion Kobe and his side of the brand, as opposed to LeBron, who the hype was just not as strong for because of his loss. I mean, it's really as simple as something like that, as opposed to Drake acting
That's
like
a great
the company made a
fantastic hip hop. That's a great analogy, my boy. Hey, great analogy, my boy. I like that. That's not a bad analogy. I actually really like that. That makes more sense. But Drake ain't thinking that far ahead to think like that. He ain't thinking that deep into it.
Personal smear campaign against him because they don't like the guy who in the past they have had every streaming platform push his music more than they have with any other artist, and who they also gave a LeBron James sized deal, remember that? And again, before we even discuss how Not Like Us just naturally became one of the biggest rap songs of all time.
Naturally. No bots. Naturally, bro.
Drake acting like the success of this song was pre-planned and that if Family Matters did resonate with people, they would have not pushed the record over anything Kendrick did is just a sheer and utter lie. And now what made this situation even worse for Drake from here was that as everyone was making fun of him for these ridiculous comments, Drake seemingly let none other than the guy who has been doing everything to protect his image and has been getting nothing in return, with none other than DJ Akademiks come out and say that this message circulating was fake and that his source to prove this was Drake directly.
The boy.
And now while Drake fans took this as a victory of some sort because now Drake at least didn't seem as delusional and pathetic as before, immediately the guy whose name is Chris Griffith, who was having this conversation with Drake,
R.I.P. Nip. I saw him. I had to call it out.
And who used to be friendly with him in the past, called out both Drake and Ak for trying to spread lies about his word, and then in order to prove his truth, posted an entire screen recording of a whole message thread with Drake's account where these messages amongst much else was visible. And so now with this, Drake now didn't just look weak from his comments alone, but with the horrible cover-up he tried to do with DJ Akademiks' help. Which in of itself, if Ak is the guy you are trying to use to help cover up your tracks, just shows how bad of a plan it already is. Because really there is no...
If you gotta use DJ Akademiks to cover up your plans, that shows how bad of a plan it was from the get-go. It's actually funny.
No one in hip-hop media currently who has less credibility, especially when it comes to defending Drake than him. In the end, both Drake and Ak ended up looking like absolute clowns, because not only was their claim so easily proven to be a sheer and utter lie and the furthest thing from the truth, but now their spiral looks even more strange, because with Drake trying to cover up something he said as being fake, it is showing that on some level, even he is embarrassed to tell the world and have the public see just how much Not Like Us and losing this beef has affected him. Because even in a track like his new freestyle, or really any time he has been in front of the mic or in front of an audience on a screen, he has never accepted the reality and truth of what has happened, and he has continued to move forward like he is the winner when we really all know he is not. But now beyond just this single terrible moment, making this entire...
That's the crazy part. Every time we see him, he doing something like he don't won, or he moving like he don't won, like he just said. And clearly you did, and you not, bro. That's what I said on another video. Hey, bro, just go missing, gang. Go sit down somewhere behind the bleachers. But just get out the game for right now, bro. Just time out. Time out. Take your ass to the damn bleachers. Go sit behind the bleachers with your ghostwriters. Y'all get together and formulate something, going to get something cooking. Let time pass, bro. Let us miss you. Let us miss you. Until one day we like, damn, bro. What happened to that nigga? Woo, woo, woo. You know what I'm saying? Let us miss you. And then pop back out with something crazy and let us be like, damn, let's forget about it. Well, we ain't gonna forget about it. We ain't gonna forget about that ad whoop, because that ad whoop crazy. But you'll look better doing that versus instead of doing all these goofy antics, bro. Now you resorting to the lowest one. DJ Akademiks lying for you. You got him, you finessing him to lie for you, and it's backfiring. Man, you're goofy, bro.
Entire situation look even worse than ever for Drake, and turning this into a bigger controversy, which is putting his entire credibility on the line. Another thing is happening that's changing the way people are looking at him, and it's all due to the weird lyrics and response he had to Meet the Grams on his new freestyle about how his dad had a daughter and that's not his sister. And seemingly because of this bar, people did some digging on none other than Drake's dad Dennis Graham's accounts, and after scrolling through so many odd posts to say the least, which definitely helped fuel what Kendrick said on a track like Meet the Grams,
Your daddy got a your daddy got a flaming hot Cheeto suit on. Bet. You ain't gotta say nothing else. He got a flaming hot Cheeto Nike tracksuit, Nike
in retrospect. There was a picture from 2014 of someone who looked just like Drake, and Dennis called his granddaughter. And as this was posted online and people began to question if Drake's own dad had accidentally revealed Drake's biggest secret years ago, all of a sudden the post was taken down by Dennis Graham. And while there's no further evidence to say if this is really Drake's daughter, and really there's no point of even entertaining that idea now, because due to what Drake and his team did, the point still stands. Again, in this era where finding the truth is becoming a rarity. And
what if that is his daughter? But he had that line in that song where he said, my dad had another child named my sister. He's trying to put it off that's his sister child, but it's actually his. What if that's his little cover up line trying to who knows?
It's becoming easier for people to show us they are guilty just from trying to cover up their own past.
That's crazy.
If you were Drake, Dennis, and his team, after this controversy started and people are trying to find out the truth, why would you take down this picture if it really meant nothing? Because really, after trying to convince us that what we are seeing is not related to Drake, and then following it up by doing something that would make him seem guilty, at the bare minimum, it's just a strange way to respond back to claims that you were trying to make nothing of. And if anybody else did something like this in this time where everybody's past is being examined, as Drake's fans, friends, and team are so desperate to make one person just look almost as bad as him, if this was anybody else, they would have immediately said something is up. But because the person whose actions are in question are Dennis Graham's, and this narrative would only make Kendrick's win and Drake's downfall even more impactful, they are trying to cover this up. And so seemingly with all of this, from Drake continuing to use the same old plays that got his career in the place it's in right now by dragging people's wives into things like we saw with the weird analogy about LeBron and Savannah, to Drake's own past just becoming more confusing as documented history is being erased so that people can't further explore his entire background. Overall, Drake is moving in a way where, because of his own failure to cover up his own comments in the first place, we already know he really is a liar and that he doesn't respect the audience's intelligence, because if you knew the person on the other end of those messages could just screen record all of the conversation and then end the dispute like that, you clearly believe that both him and us, the audience, would not be able to gather and interpret basic information.
Hey Drake, they're not slow. Hey Drake, they're not slow. The rabbit hole is deep. I can go further, I promise. They're not slow, bro. Stop playing us like that, fool.
Which
Goofy.
really, as even Kendrick Lamar has rapped about how Drake treats the audience, it really should not be a surprise at this point with how much Drake has tried to get away with, and also how many stans are willing to just live in a fantasy world to support his ideas and push the narratives he wants across. But still, seeing how Drake is clearly putting more time into complaining about losing this beef and playing the victim than actually working on new music, as based on the quality of his new freestyle and especially with the writing that is so redundant, at this point, for everybody in the know, it is no surprise why Drake is losing so much support and why his career has never been in a worse place, because what really his strategy is now is just to create lies, spread them, and hope that it will ultimately make him look like a victim. Because even with this message about LeBron's personal life and Nike, we are seeing him trying to gain sympathy by using faulty analogies that are trying to change the reality of what happened, and from Drake, who is getting clowned for all of this, to Akademiks, who after clearly getting played and used by Drake, which we directly see here as Zach was trying to go out and tell a lie for him to make it seem more credible. Really, with everything crumbling, we are seeing that Drake's side of things in hip-hop are reaching a point where, because of their inability to grow and accept anything, they are really detaching themselves from the rest of the rap world, because everything they have been doing and supporting is just leaning into things that rap music and hip-hop were never meant to do. And while people like Drake and Ak have already twisted and manipulated what hip-hop means to gain from it, you only can do this for so long until everyone recognizes them as part of something completely different. And really, with actions like the ones we are seeing and what's about to come their way, as things are clearly only getting worse, Drake and Ak having a full-on departure from the hip-hop world is only becoming a closer and closer reality. And so now, with all of this said, let me know, what do you think of Drake being exposed for so much recently, and what are your thoughts on everything he has been in question under? Now, I can't wait to hear what you have to say, and if you made it to this point in the video, be sure to leave a like and subscribe. It helps me out a ton. And
facts. Drake, bro, just go sit down somewhere, bro. And I get it, bro. It's like, because he done won so much, he don't know how to lose. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, damn, bro. Like your circle is crazy, bro. I don't know why your circle not telling you, like, hey, bro, just chill, fam. Just woo woo woo. You know what I'm saying? Like, just chill out. We ain't got to do X, Y, and Z, bro. But to use Akademiks to try to get your point across, or to clear up that bullshit that you put out about LeBron, which I don't think it was meant the way it was said. But you know how the internet is, bro. They're gonna run with that. They're gonna run it into the ground. He shouldn't have made that analogy. And granted, it was in a DM between him and somebody else, but still, bro. You gotta watch what you say on all of this. You one of the biggest in the world, bro. You can't do that. And then, but you back down and use DJ Akademiks. That was wild. That's where you messed up at, trying to use Akademiks to help clear it up. That's goofy. But yeah, man, y'all let me know what y'all think in the comment section, man. If y'all made it this far, definitely please leave a like for the video, sub to the channel, man. Turn the notification bell on. That way y'all know when I drop. I'm dropping every single day, man. You know what I'm saying? We're a small channel, but we growing. And it starts with you. I promise you it won't cost you a dime, bro. It's free 99. Just hit that sub button. I promise you it's free 99. But with that being said, man, that's it for the video. Y'all make sure y'all go over to Fantastic Hip Hop, show some love to as well. He does an amazing job breaking this stuff down with the with his view on a lot of this stuff. That's why we always react to it. He's actually one of the best in it. But with that being said, that's it for this video. Y'all know the slogan. Y'all boys be cool. How y'all be cool? Make sure y'all tell somebody you love them, man. Most of all, stay safe and stay dangerous. Until next time, we'll catch y'all on the next live. OG gang out. Peace.